Hi, I'm Karen,
I'm Brooke.
and we're continuing our discussion in Strength in Our Story. And we're looking at dreams. Dreams, when you talk about dreams, usually there's a lot of great feelings and ideas when it comes to dreams, but sometimes it can solicit some painful feelings too, and some memories of dreams maybe not fulfilled. But I want us to look at, where do dreams come from? Where do they originate from? Did you ever think about God dreaming? That was a foreign concept to me. And when the idea crossed my mind, I just kind of went tilt, tilt, tilt. God dreams? But the truth is, God dreams. And when He dreams, it's always good because God's good. And when God dreams, He creates. I think that's so awesome. God dreamed and He created the world. God dreamed and He created mankind. God dreamed and the animals were created. God dreamed and you and I came into being. That's right. We are the fulfillment of God's dreams. Revelation 4:11 says that all things were created by God, and for His pleasure. The fact that you and I exist, it is the evidence that we are the fulfillment of His dreams. And it's good. And so no matter what you're feeling or what you're experiencing, you are the express image of God's dreams. And behind every dream, He has a purpose. He has a plan. And He intends to fulfill those purposes in His dreams, in you and I. Joseph, God dreamed about Joseph, and God gave Joseph dreams. When I think about God giving us dreams, I think about God is just inviting us in to share some of His dreaming. And He gave Joseph some dreams. And he was the fulfillment of Joseph's dreams. So even though things got really, really dark, and they looked like the dreams were never going to be fulfilled, one thing Joseph could count on is the one who gave me these dreams is good. And that good God loves me. I am a well-loved son. And God put these dreams in me. Therefore, these dreams have the very imprint of divinity on them. And they have a life of their own. And as Joseph surrendered the disappointing pictures of his dreams and into the hands of the one who was painting the picture, Joseph could find peace and rest as God was committed to fulfill the dreams in Joseph's life.
Mm-hmm. And I guess that's really our question for you today is, can you believe, like Joseph did, that you were created by God, that you were crowned with glory and honor, and that you're destined to reign? And I think it goes back to that, if we realize our beginning was in the heart of God. You were dreamt up in the heart of God before anything else. It doesn't matter how you actually got on earth. It doesn't matter your family of origin. It doesn't matter if your parents were married, not married. Maybe they didn't even know each other. Maybe it was a tragic circumstance. So often we think the circumstances of our birth determines our purpose on earth. And no. You were dreamt up in the heart of God. You're here for a reason. You have a purpose, and I promise you it's bigger than what you think it is. Joseph thought his purpose with his dream was to rule and reign in his family, and God was like, it's so much bigger than that. It's so much bigger than that. And Joseph, there's somewhere in Joseph he was convinced. He may not have understood the purpose and the plans of God, but he understood the goodness of God. He understood he was a well-loved son. He understood that his life had meaning. So when he went into Egypt against his will,
Right,
with no rights, he still carried the influence of the kingdom of heaven with him. That's what we need to realize is we live under the laws of a different kingdom. And when we carry that, our life carries the weight of heaven. So Joseph goes into a land that doesn't even believe in God, that worships 2,000 other gods and goddesses at that time. Pharaoh, who's over the land, literally believes he is God.
Mm-hmm.
And Joseph is raised to power and rules and reigns next to Pharaoh, and not in secret, not undercover. Joseph walks straight into Pharaoh and says, the only reason I can do what I do is because I serve the one true God. He tells a man who thinks he's God, basically, you're not God. I know the only God. And Pharaoh, because of God's purposes and plans for Joseph's life, Pharaoh recognizes, even if he doesn't believe in the same God as Joseph, he recognizes the weight and the favor and the authority on Joseph's life that had been deposited there by God. And this is how we're called to live. We're called to live in a way that makes no sense to the world around us. But when we live out of our identity, when we walk in the truth of who we are and the truth of who God is, we end up places we never imagined. We end up with influence we never imagined we would have. And that is our purpose, is to show an unbelieving world who God is, and to live in relationship with God himself. You were created to know and be known by God. So can you receive that? Can you accept that your life is that significant, that your life has that much meaning? Because anything less, you're believing a lie. You've settled for less than what the Lord has for you. So come join us at Strengthen Our Story. We'll walk you through discovering some of these places maybe you haven't realized that you carry, the things that you carry in your life. And thank you so much for joining us as we've discussed this today.